Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, Blue Dot, Red State, utilizing Tarot to help us navigate these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So really glad that you're here and welcome. So the focus of today's reading is going to be the infighting with Maga. Okay. It's a mess. Okay. I am sure that we have all seen that video of Tucker Carlson absolutely eviscerating Ted Cruz. And it was glorious to watch. And honestly, when I first started watching it, I thought it was a Daily Show skit at first, like it was a mock. You know, remember when they did those satirical interviews, and it was an actual interview with politicians, and the way the questions were worded, it was like, why would you be asking me? It was really funny. It was like that, and then after a while, you're like, oh wait, this is actually real. I had a friend who posted like, I don't know how I feel. I'm rooting for, Tucker Carlson. And I'm like, oh no, let's clear this up right now. We are not rooting for little Tuckums there. We are rooting for the leopards. And Tuckums just happened to be, the vehicle by which the leopards were using that day. So, yeah, it was glorious. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And just remember, you're rooting for the leopards. That makes it a little bit easier to watch, I think. So, yeah, I kind of, it's like, it kind of appeared like to start with like techbros against, MAGA OG. But now you've got the Iranian-Israel thing in there. And, Trader Green is jumping ship with Trump and is now seemingly to be all pro-Elon. Kind of wonder... I'm mildly interested. Let's put it that way. If that has to do with money, I would expect it does. So I kind of want to just look at, I don't know. Will we even know, what does winning look like? I don't even know what winning looks like over there. So yeah, tech bros, they seem to always like to just destroy things. And that's kind of what it's looking like. Steve Bannon is a big proponent for chaos and just breaking everything. So, they're not helping, they're not helping. Nothing would ever, Steve Bannon doesn't ever help anything. So I guess I just want to do a base reading into this, infighting. What can we expect? What does it look like? Are the tech bros going to win? Just that whole pile of goo over there. Base reading. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Base reading into the MAGA infighting. And, tech bros versus OG MAGA. Who's going to win? Okay, tech bros versus OG MAGA. Cue up the WWE music. Very emotional. Big feels. So many big feels with this group of people. They're just so emotional. And the challenge is the people are uprising. The challenge to their big old emotional, meltdown is the people uprise. People have had it. Okay. That's it. This is also, passing judgment. The horn of truth is sounded. So I'm kind of wondering if this isn't something more than just people uprising. I'm wondering if there isn't some big truth that comes out of this. Yeah, we're coming up on Anonymous coming up here on June 30th. So I'm curious about, there's out there slinging mud back and forth. What else is there going to be revealed? As they're doing this, Elon in the big breakup there was like, you're on Jeffrey Epstein's list and you wouldn't have won the election. Okay, well, that was a major breakup to, in that bromance of telling, your partner there, yeah, you're a pedophile and I helped you steal the election. Okay. So I'm kind of wondering if there isn't going to be more, just a lot of mudslinging going back and forth. The options, a lot of, they're children. Okay. I've been reading this kind of as that, just those temper tantrums, childlike outbursts is what you're getting here with that. Past experiences. We used to have two functioning parties in this country. We used to. So Also, lessons to be learned. I kind of see this, the past. Like, what is it about the past that we're bringing into this? And it's like how to communicate, how to have, the functioning government is like kind of, and this is the foundation here of how can we get back to this. The recent influences, they both want to claim victory. They both want to claim, we know what's best for this country. And in the meantime, you've got, all of this childish behavior and the potential, the outcome, none of this is good for our country. Okay. It's almost like the outcome, winner or loser, is our country. Okay, that's what. So I just kind of want to know about the Empress here. Like, if this is our country, what, just with Maga here, what is outcome? Once again, I typically read this for our country. Is not happy with what's being offered, what we're seeing, these emotional outbursts. This is going to be coming back to, I'm really seeing this kind of in conjunction with that judgment card of, and just not, the people are not happy. And things that are hidden, things that are going to be coming to light that we're just not happy with. Okay, that's an interesting turn that this took, because I wasn't, kind of what I'm getting with this is that while they're over there, basically, being children, they're being children, the people are not happy. There are no winners in this, and there's only losers, and it's our country. Okay, so what I thought was just going to be kind of a fun little, gossipy type reading actually kind of, took a turn to very serious consequences, which is, there are no winners when it comes to MAGA. Okay. And our country is definitely not going to be, the winner, so it's almost like, who should win? Our country should win. And instead you've got this little spat going on over there, and they're more worried about, themselves and power than they are, what's actually good for the country. Okay. Well, that pretty much sums that up. So, where do I want to go with it from here? I want to know the political future of Trader Green. Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I called her Trader Green for so long that I can't even say. I have to Marjorie Taylor Green. It's Taylor, not Trader. Okay. Entertainment purposes only. I want to know about her political future, because she is not being very loyal to Trump. And you know what happens to people who aren't loyal to Trump? What is Trader Green's political future looking like? Okay, and her political future, okay. It's almost like, don't you love these one-card readings? It's a one-card reading, okay? Yeah, that's not going well. And he had not supported her bid for Senate there in Georgia. And so she has kind of an axe to grind with him anyway. So yeah, he kind of stabbed her in the back. So I don't think she's feeling much loyalty, but she's throwing her lot in with the techbros. Okay. And the money. And remember, she was like, I didn't even read the bill. Okay. Probably not best to lead with that, whenever you're complaining and trying to, kiss up to Elon there. Okay, so Trader Green. What's her political future looking like? Not good. The challenge is Knights of Pentacles. This is like a more methodical approach. This is like someone following the law, like we have a plan. This is, I like this card because it's a very Pentacles are earth, and it's a very grounding card. I'm Virgo, so this is very much that, methodical plan, being sane, being rational, being, not being outlandish. That's what this card is. And it came up in the challenge to her. She is challenged when it comes to being sane and rational and like having a methodical plan and doing what's best for the country, all that great stuff. She's not. That is her challenge. Okay. The options that she's going to have, the burden. I think that, the first thought whenever I was like, okay, what are her options if she's not in, and it's going to be, some lobbyist, some, working for Doge, something, with techbros or, where the money is. If she's not, she's just a burden. Her options are, she's either a burden or she could not be a burden. But this is also possibly looking at, other jobs, other options that she has, besides being in the House, because I just don't know if she's going to get reelected after all of this. She may be in. That'll be a reading down the road. Is she going to be in jail? Okay. The past experiences. Patience is needed. Temperance is needed. However, she's the opposite of that. What stands out is all this water. And it's like you should. The past experiences. Learn some patience. Learn some decorum. I always love it whenever, she's yelling for decorum and it's like, really? That's rich. Okay. That's kind of what I'm feeling with that. Recent influences, she's jumping ship. Literally, she's jumping ship. Yeah. She has decided that she's going to align herself with the tech bros. Okay. And she, the Page of Swords, it's not a real strong commitment. I will say that. She's not really strongly committed. She is committed to one. She is committed to herself and whoever can do whoever can benefit her. That's who she's committed to. So as far as political future for her, I don't think this is going to end. I think it's going to end well for the rest of us, but for her, no. That very center card, that pretty much summed it up. And does she see the writing on the wall yet? Probably not. She's not real good with the obvious, but, the heavier this burden is, she's going to start looking, at what her other options are. And also that 6, could we even hope that maybe she's brought up on, some kind of charges? She's got that, the insider trading. Whatever happened with that? Will she ever be brought up on any charges for anything, whether it's insider trading, just anything? Will she ever be brought up on any type of legal charges? Return to happier times, Maga, the temper tantrum, the outburst that's going on here, and the Wheel of Fortune karma. I wonder if she's not turning state evidence, honestly, because this is childlike. But remember, I said this is my yes card because offering something of substance. And against Maga, when, kind of like the shit hits the fan and that, the fan here, whenever Maga is taken down. So, yeah, I don't know. There's nothing here about court cases, but I would take this to be more evidence. Okay, so she may be turning state's evidence. That was just a quick peek in. Don't hold me to that. That's down the road. Okay, that's way down the road. But it wouldn't surprise me. She looks out for herself in number 1. What will that final thing between Maga and OG and Tech Bros be like? Like, what is just that final, thing, I guess? What is that going to look like? Both sides are very passionate about what it is that they stand for and new beginnings. I don't know. I think that I don't think either one of them wins, honestly. Because this is like a brand new beginning going a whole new different direction. The people uprise. Our options are, and, I keep getting people uprising and, the past experiences is, Donald here of, Mad King Don. The complexity that this job requires, he does not have that mental, capability. Okay. So with this as the foundation, I was like, what does winning look like? It looks like Trump being probably deposed and whenever the people uprise. And I have been kind of seeing this as Musk. So this really comes down to that, bromance on the rocks. But yet you've got the people. The American people are who's actually going to win this. And yeah, because the Wheel of Fortune. So with what I'm seeing here with this, I really think it boils down to a showdown between Musk and Trump. That's what it boils down to. And who wins? When the shit hits the fan, it's the American people who win. Okay, and that this passionate. Hold on just a second. This is funny. This passionate relationship between, Trump and Musk has run its course. Shit has hit the fan, and the people are who win. Okay, so that's what that looks like. This MAGA thing, it's a sideshow. It's a distraction. It's, three ring circus, whatever it is that you want to insert there. Pop the popcorn and root for the leopards. That's good. Basically what I'm getting here. So, doesn't matter who, between them, it's going to be the American people who win because of the uprisings. So hang in there. I will keep doing these readings, and that's kind of what I got today. So thank you for joining me. I will put another reading up for you to check out, and also subscribe and like. Thank you very much, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.